Moving on to number 4. We have a public hearing for consideration of inclusion of delinquent charges and penalties for water and wastewater services on the secured tax roll. We have a presentation by Robin Bertagna, our finance director, followed by a public hearing. Welcome, Robin.
Good evening, Mayor and members of the City Council. The Finance Department actively manages the city's utility receivables and pursues delinquent service charges within the limits allowed by state law. We consistently research new tools for successful collections. Our process includes the following efforts. Billing notices, we update billing addresses when we get return mail as quickly as possible and forward the billing notice to the new mailing address if we get one. Upon closing of a tenant-occupied property, a dual notice is mailed to the property owner. Transfers, if a customer leaves city service and moves to another address within the city, we will transfer an existing balance to the new service address where they're located. We send up to 2 demand letters, actually up to 3 demand letters, notifying the customer of unpaid balances and repercussions if the bill is not paid in full. The city uses collection agencies as a last resort. When we use a collection agency, we receive 60 cents on the dollar, with the collection agency receiving 40 cents. And typically, the collection agency's collection efforts are not as good as city staff. When we follow up timely, we're able to get folks to pay us what is owed. And then one of the other options we use is a tax intercept program offered by Franchise Tax Board, where we actually go in and give the Franchise Tax Board a list of who owes us money. And if that individual has a tax refund coming, it is rerouted and sent to City of Yuba City. So the customers on the list tonight that was provided to you, we gave council an updated list that had 20 accounts totaling $26,487.50. They received 2 notices in the mail to them, and then we had an administrative hearing at the staff level on May 21st here at City Hall. We published the notice twice in the newspaper of tonight's public hearing. We always reach out to our customers and try to get them to respond. So if they can't make the payment in its entirety, we can accept payments. We try to work with them. This is our last effort to collect on these accounts. By leaning them as part of the property tax assessment, we typically receive those payments in 2 installments each year with the property taxes. With that, I would also like to introduce Katrina Woods. She's our customer service manager. She handles all the city's front office operation for utility billing and customer service, does an excellent job, and is very on top of what's going on with our utility accounts. So with that, I'll answer any questions you might have.
Through the mayor, Robin, if it looks like we're going to try to collect through the county property tax rolls, what happens if they're not paying their property taxes?
Then it does stay as an assessment on the property, and if somebody goes to sell that property, we will collect through escrow because it will show up as being owed as part of the property taxes.
Is there also interest accrued while it sits there?
It's a good question. I believe there is.
Thank you.
Other questions?
Through the mayor, Robin, there's a few of these that are, one of them is for $22.27.
That one's been taken care of. The updated list.
Am I seeing the wrong list?
I'm not sure what list you're looking at.
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry, I didn't make a slide out of it.
Okay, so the $22.27 has been paid?
Yes, that's been taken
And the
care of.
$48.52 has been paid?
That one is still there. I believe the county charges us $1.25 per parcel to assess. So even if it's, I hate to say it, only $50, but if it only costs us $1.25 to put it on the rolls, we receive payment that way. We're able to clear the account and get it to a 0 balance.
So and all those attempts that you mentioned have been made with these.
Yes.
Have we ever done a cost analysis, how much it cost us to try to get the money and what is owed to us if there's a
This is a very effective
Wash.
tool because it's not an expensive tool. We pay for publishing the notice in the newspaper, and then we pay the county for placing the lien on the property. But especially with the larger ones like the sewer only, they
I
know
agree
we're
with that, yeah.
they know
Yeah.
we're not going to come cut and cap, dig into the roadway and cut and cap the sewer. So.
Yeah, no, I do not disagree at all with the $5,958 one and 75 cents. I think it's just more those $56 and how we balance some of that.
Yeah, City
expense cost.
Council could set a threshold and tell us not to proceed with anything under $100 or something like that if you would desire to do so.
I think where there's a cost savings and a cost balance or whatever, that's expense. I'm just thinking of it in that terms. What was that?
I was just going to say, once it's on the list,
If you could.
Why don't you go, go to the podium, thank you.
so once it's on a list, it's on a mail merge. So it would actually be more labor for us to go through and pinpoint and pick people off because it's a mail merge that comes out of the system for billing, and it just rotates through the process as we generate the letters.
Okay.
So where I get where you're coming from, it's a low dollar amount. It seems kind of silly to lien $50. It becomes more labor intensive to remove them.
Maybe I just need to learn more how much that labor intensive time is and the cost behind that.
Yeah.
So if there is a $100 time effort to it, and maybe $100 and above is what we find valuable. But I just found those three bottom ones be more compared. The other ones I have no concern to say. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you. There's, and I apologize. I should have made a slide out of this. There's a total of 20 accounts with a balance of $26,487.50 that's still owing. All of the smaller dollar amounts. The only one that's still under $100 is the $48.52.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right. Any more comment from up the dais? Nope. That being said, we'll go ahead. I will open the public hearing. The public hearing for the consideration of inclusion of delinquent charges and penalties for water and wastewater services on secured tax roll is now open. If there are any members of the public who would like to address the council on this issue, please step up to the podium and state your name and address for the record. Hearing no further comment on this issue, I'm closing the public hearing and bring it back to council for action.
Through the mayor.
Yes.
Make a motion to adopt a resolution for the inclusion of delinquent charges and penalties for water and wastewater services on the secured tax roll in the same manner as the general taxes, and directing that a lien also be placed on the subject properties.
I second.
And Councilmember Boomgarden and Councilmember Shaw, I would assume that would include the updated list from the Finance Department with the 20 properties?
Affirmative.
Yes.
Thank you for that. I have a first and second to approve staff's recommendation. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
And opposed? Motion passes. Thank you very much, Robin.
Thank you.